Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Good to see you all back again. I've been home a few weeks now, and wife went down to a local place to get some plants to grow, and then I saw a big pile of the seedlings coming home, and I'm thinking, wow, looks like we're going to have a garden full of nothing again, that's going to produce nothing, because last year we were just, rodents just ate us out and left nothing. But she's determined to do it, and oh my goodness me, and I'll never give in to defeat it. The rodents would not, or the rats and the mice would not eat bait or anything you dish up to them. The tomatoes, the corn, the capsicums, the beans, the peas, all good tucker. So this year I will not admit defeat, and my wife wants to put a garden in. I decided to make a rodent-free enclosure. So join along and watch this adventure as I build it, and give your thoughts. If you want to do a similar project, I could certainly help you out, and I'm sure it's going to work, because as you see when I finish it, I'm not leaving one stone unturned. I've got to keep to a gap, even in my door I've got to try and keep to a gap of no more than 6 mil to stop anything getting in. That's top, bottom, sides. It's very hard to do, but we'll see if we can do it. And of course the products I'm using are PVC irrigation, just already class 9, and it's 1 inch. The experts say you can go 1.5 before you got to put a join in or strengthen that area if you're going to do enclosure. 0.9. Well, I've gone less, and hopefully it looks to go. I feel that it will do. It's going to be a really hard task. I've already started now, as you can see if you follow the rest of the video. Okay, thanks for watching. Went down price, well, I stayed at home, went online and went down to the local hardware store. I can't mention on this video what it is, but I live in Australia. There's only one place where you can do that. They seem to cover all our store does. And of course we put all the components, and I quite a sketch that I've got to sketch. It's a scale drawing of the enclosure that I want to do, which is that's 25 to 1 scale, 1 to 25, or 1 mil equals 25 mil. So it gives you an idea, which coming out to 5 metres by the enclosure that I want to do, which is that's 25 to 1 scale, 1 to 25. So it gives you an idea, 2 metres by 9 metres. That was the sum of the area, and of course it's going to be 2 metres high. Then I thought about what tubing would I use. I said, well, I can go 32 mil tubing and parts, and you can spread it apart, you know, your distance, your spans. But I thought about, no, I'll go 1 inch. As you can see, there's masses and masses of fittings and all this, but it'd be pretty rigid, hopefully. Anyway, then I had to go and get the wire netting. We looked around on the internet and all this. It takes about 2 months or 3 months for it to get here. So it's finished by then. I bought 3 rolls of that. So very similar to snake mesh. So okay, I'll move over to the garden section. I'll show you what's got to happen there first before I can start even sticking these all together. Of course I have to wait for the pipe to turn up too, because it's 6 metre lengths it comes in. And unfortunately I thought these easy fit fittings you might be able to slide on, because you can get fittings that just slide on and you just lock into position and you just stick a screw, the whole thing's in place, but no, they aren't. They're not a true easy fitting. These are made by Holman's, and they've got the stuff a little bit wrong there. But we'll battle on and see what happens. Catch ya. Happy with the place. Of course, my first job, I have to remove this. This is what I'm going to start doing. And, as you can see, we've got all this irrigation down here and all that. But of course, the government has decided that we aren't getting water twice a week now, so a lot of hand watering has to go on, which is unfortunate, but we can overcome that. Wife was very keen to have her vegetable garden. She loves doing it, and she gets good returns if the rats don't get in there. Okay, I'll carry on. So one of my first jobs I had to do was sort out all the pipe work and remove these 2 roses, one there and the other one to the right, which you can probably just see the plants, which has got flower heads on it. I like to save that one really well. But these should grow. As you see, I've got plenty of stock root on them, and just dig them up, and my wife has already dug the holes around the front where they got to go. Times 22 of 1-inch PVC pipe, same stuff used for reticulation. Now it's class 9. It should be alright. I dare say that with my measurements and all this, I try and keep my spacing all that down to metre and a half maximum, and where there's a join, so it will be rigidity all the way through. Hopefully it works out fine. Okay, now you can see that I have made adjustments. I've put these pieces here, go down like that. They go down under the hole, up here and across all the way around. So we move on to the next phase, and hopefully we all get it right. It's going to be a very hard job, this. Okay, this is the gadget that I've made for getting the precise lengths of this tube. This tube I make exactly the same lengths, and as you can see, I have achieved precise cutting where there's this not even, well, probably a mil difference in between the lengths of all those things. They're all precise, and you just keep on cutting and cutting, being careful how you cut your materials, and they've got nice square faces and everything. So this is very important. Now what happens here, as you can see, this is my adjustment, and I just adjust those, and then I cut the series of pipes that I need, and this way everything is accurate. And if I make one mistake, everything's a mistake. But so far, touch wood, that has not happened. The only thing I feel that I might be short of a few fittings I've miscalculated, but I don't think so. We'll soon find out. Okay, this is the outside wall, following the directions on my detailed sketch. That's 25 to 1. I can get an idea how I'm going. Of course, the big problem is how many fittings am I going to be short, because you can miscalculate very easily. This is what I'm talking about. Got to get all these spots, all these, and count them all up, and you can easily miss out a few because it plays tricks on your eyes. But we'll see as we go along, see what happens. Okay, here we are. We've got the framework 95% complete. We have to do the middle section, and then the other sort of tubes for the middle section, and that's very finished. All that. Now we'll take this block out of here and we're going to start with it. The sides and the top of the enclosure have already got their netting fitted. We're in the process of placing netting on the front sides. My wife is busy doing that now. The most important item that you have to pay a lot of attention to is the door. You need to have minimum gaps, and it's not allowed to be a sloppy fixture. Now what I am going to try to do is build a gate out of PVC and netting installed, and having a stiffener. This stiffener here, go across like that. Then I'm going to do something particular. I'm going to use pieces of wood, and see if you can think about that. I'll go and start turning some pieces of wood up, as you can probably see, you know, bit of jarrah, quickly turn up, and then I'll fit them in here, and I'll put braces across here, up there, when it's set at 90 degrees, and then it'll be perfectly rigid, and hopefully everything goes fine. I will try.
Okay everybody, now what I've done, you've probably seen I've been turning up a few of these pieces of wood. They're going to slip into there, and of course when I put the hinge on, because this wood is inside there, hinge goes there, it's got something secure to be screwed to. So that's the whole idea of my exercise of doing this. And of course everywhere you go, this is it. When these support brackets come across, okay, they do the same. They are supported by that wood, and of course the wood's got to go inside here, this tube. So you've got one there, you've got one there, you've got one here, just in case I want to put a hinge in the middle if it's not strong enough. Another one going across there for the screw going there, one for the inside there, one there, two there, another one's going to go there, and and of course I've got this used doweling I use for bird purchase and all that, and what I do is I put there, and then when I put that that piece of wood goes in there like so. I think you can see that. Then I cut that bit of dowel off there, and that's the support, stops it falling backwards and forwards, and vice versa when I go up here, when I put that in. So it comes to virtually a solid feature. You don't have to make it tight, just, you know, a little bit of play and all this, so it doesn't bind up on the ends of here. When you you must mark your depth that you will push this into here, and make sure you get it nice and do it on a nice flat surface, and it'll be good. I think you can see that. If not, I'll do it again. I thought about it, and I think that's the best way to do it. Probably one more other thing that I'd do, yeah, in the circumstances, is I'll put a preload in there, because the hinges go here and there. So this corner here will tend to go down to the ground. I don't know if you can see, I think you can see that. It'll tend to point down that way. So what you do, you've got to put a preload on there. So what I'll do before I drill a hole up here, and before I fit those, I will put a preload. So I'll put a point on there and a point over there, and I'll pull that together, and so this pushes up a little bit, about 5 mil. So when I put this on, when I stand it up, it should fall down to exactly 90 degrees here. Should. Big word. We'll see what happens. So in the meantime, Dolores has been putting the netting together, doing a good job of that, and we've got 3 sides done and the top done so far. And our last one is the front here, and there you have it. Maybe I could show you something here too. I'm sure you can see it. That's why we dug the trench all the way around, and of course the mesh is all underneath the ground there. We had our first butterfly, it was caught in there yesterday, he was having trouble getting out. Oh well, so much for the bad luck. There is some spots that sort of not what I really wanted. They're a little bit loose, the mesh, but what can you do? We'll see if we can take them out a little bit as we go along. But other than that, there's only a couple of spots, and it's those spots just here, of all places, where everybody walks past, will be walking past, that it's a problem. Oh well, we keep on keeping on. Hopefully turns out fine.